good, guys? It's Mai. Welcome to my channel. As you can see, I am pregnant. 29 weeks and a couple days. 29 weeks and I believe it's about 4 days now with a beautiful baby girl. I just wanted to come on and cover a couple of the symptoms I've been having as well as how I've been feeling. Being that I am my first time mom, this is my very first pregnancy and I'm excited about it. So as far as sleep, I guess I get a decent amount of sleep. I wake up maybe 2 or 3 times a night either to use the restroom or to switch on to my other side. I don't know if it's the extra weight, pressure, or what have you, but my hips are suffering, definitely. My eating habit, beginning of this pregnancy, I was actually losing weight. My OBs and my dietitians were a little nervous because I lost about 15 pounds in the first 3 months of my pregnancy, which is sort of kind of normal depending on, the state of your health before you got pregnant. But now, as of now, I gained about, I want to say 16 to 18 pounds, which is normal, but this is the most I've ever weighed. So unfortunately, we don't have a name just yet. I am a whole 7 months pregnant now, and we still don't have a name. We're not 100% sure of exactly what we want to name her. See, me, I like more of the unique names, something that's not too common, but I don't want anything too complicated, I want it to sound really pretty. Well, I've been thinking about it like this is a name that I'm gonna be saying constantly over and over and over for the rest of my life. So I wanna like it. I found a couple that are really pretty, there are pretty names out there. Some of the names that I've come up with aren't just, I could do a little better. We do have plans for the nursery. Her crib came in earlier this week with the changing table. We do have, it's called a play yard on the box, but the one we got, this one it's the big playpen thing, but then it has a changing table as well as a bassinet on top. That's probably what'll go in our bedroom because babies don't normally sleep in their crib for the first couple months anyway, which is absolutely fine. I do plan on co-sleeping. As far as like my back, if I sleep the wrong way or if I sleep for too long on one side, then my lower back, it's crucial. My lower back and my hips, it's like an achy, kind of almost like a pins and needles kind of feeling all throughout the day. I'll feel that. So I try to avoid, sleeping too hard or sleeping for too long on one specific side. My feet haven't swollen. My hands though, my hands do get pretty swollen. Sometimes I do have to remove my rings because my hands are just swollen and either I can't get it off or it's irritating. So I'll just take them off for a couple days or a couple hours, oil my hands. Whew, excuse me, I do get winded pretty easily nowadays. Just coming up and down the stairs is a hassle. Talking for long periods of time is definitely getting harder for me. I do feel like my belly is getting bigger and bigger by the day. Sometimes I say I feel myself stretching. Sounds weird, but if you're pregnant now, you know the feeling. I sometimes feel myself stretching around my belly button area, and my belly button is like popped out. It's definitely protruding, which was weird when it first happened. I've never had a complete innie. It was, kind of like flush. You could see it. I had a fairly flat stomach, so you could see my belly button, but it wasn't an innie and it wasn't an outie. Now it's definitely an outie. I do feel more of a pulling sensation around where my belly button is. I do make sure to oil my stomach and butter up my body real good because when I found out I was pregnant, one of my biggest fears was like, oh no, stretch marks. I've heard some say that they're genetic, so I make it my business. Some product that I would definitely recommend for anyone that's pregnant now or planning to get pregnant, or even if you have stretch marks already. I'm using Palmer's cocoa butter formula and it works awesome. And it's not too thick. It's actually a really creamy consistency. And I love the smell. If you love cocoa butter, then this isn't a problem for you. I find that it works best right after a shower or right after you get out of the bathtub. And I don't just use it on my stomach, actually. I use it on my hands. As I said, my hands start to swell and my hands do get really dry. I alternate between Palmer's and my olive oil mixture that I also use in my hair. So one thing that I realized with this pregnancy is that before I got pregnant, my skin it didn't give me any problems whatsoever. Like I broke out every once in a while. I know some women, they break out, around the time they get their period and things like that, but that wasn't me. And when it did, it wasn't a huge breakout. It was just one big spot. Like I'm sure you can see this here or this here. It would just be one pimple that'll stay for maybe 3 or 4 days. No matter what I try, it's just there. It won't go away. And when it does go away, it leaves marks on my face, but they eventually go away over time. So with that being said, I had pretty decent skin. Now, since I've been pregnant, I do realize that my face, it's chunky. My nose has gotten a little bigger. I've always had big cheeks, but my cheeks have definitely gotten a little puffy. I don't know if it's because of what I've been eating or just like the baby weight or whatever, but my face is relatively clear. Like I don't have many issues with my skin. Sometimes I'll get little white heads or little black heads like on my chin or around my nose, but that's a quick fix. You know, they have face scrubs for that. However, on my back. Now, I don't want to make it seem like it's horrible. It's not that bad. Like I said, I've always had pretty decent skin. My back is breaking out. Not now. Well, I don't want to say it's like a horrible breakout, but it's more or less back here, like definitely on both sides. So it kind of felt like an allergic reaction. It's coming from my hormones. On the topic of hormones, I am the biggest bitch on the planet. And it's not even on purpose. Like I'm saying that with a smile on my face, but it's serious and I feel bad. I feel bad. And my mom tells me all the time too. I call her on the phone. She'll be like, oh, what's wrong with you? You know, you sound upset. Da, 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 da. I realize that yes, my attitude has gotten worse. Like I get it from my mom and it's not even on purpose. It's just, I'm not a disrespectful, but like you can see, I guess my demeanor, I don't know, but I guess it offends her because sometimes he doesn't even want to bother being near me. Prenatals, I was taking, in the beginning of my pregnancy, when I first found out I was pregnant, I was taking the Vitafusion prenatals, but the gummies, for some reason they make me nauseous. In the pill form. So I was like, hey, why not try the gummies just to make sure I'm still getting everything that I need, as well as the baby. So I was taking the gummies twice a day, every day, consistently for about maybe 4 months, 3 or 4 months. And then they started making me nauseous. So I stopped taking them altogether. I was just like, no, I can't. I haven't gotten morning sickness with this pregnancy. I can literally count on my hands the number of times that I've actually physically like thrown up. I didn't have morning sickness really bad with this pregnancy, thank God. Me getting sick and me getting nauseous, I hate that feeling. Before I got pregnant, I rarely get sick. I got sick maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And that was when the climate and the weather changed and things like that. But I've never been, I guess my immune system is just pretty decent to where I don't get sick. So I don't like that sick feeling. When I started getting nauseous, I just decided to cut prenatals completely. Now I know some people are gonna be looking at me like, girl, you know, prenatals are good for you. You're supposed to da 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 da. They're not mandatory, and I talked to my doctor. Believe me, and I know I mean they're beneficial and they're definitely a boost. But I talked to my OB and she said if they're making me nauseous, then I don't necessarily have to take them. I just need to make sure that I'm drinking plenty of water, which has never been a problem, and that I'm eating. You know, I'm trying to get all of my vitamins and everything that I need out of the food that I'm eating. So that's been working pretty well. My health is pretty good. I've actually pregnancy brain is real. Like it will completely wipe you clean in the middle of a sentence. Wow. I'm sorry. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, sorry. My health, as far as high blood pressure, my blood sugar, I did take my glucose test. I passed. I'm pretty good. All my blood work is fine. You know, baby's growing, on track. We're doing pretty good. Oh, I have had some issues as far as like my heart and things like that, but that's just me. You know, baby's fine. I made sure and I double checked on that. Baby girl is doing just fine. But as far as me, I've been having some heart palpitations and things like that. So I'll get into that some other time. Other than that, we're doing pretty well. I just wanted to get this video out just so that I have some kind of documentation, something to look back on when once baby girl's already here. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you had any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and plenty more. I'm sure I'll come up with something. And I'll catch you next time.